You sent me this.
Confirm your mouth there. There's firearm here, bruh.
Nothing like firearm here, my man.
Boss, there's firearm here. There's illegal things here. All you can see your head no correct, Peter. Peter, come on, pogri for your matter. I come on, better pogri for your matter. And they let you know. First to do no they pain, and second to the pain. And they let you know. First to do no they pain, and second to do the pain. All you can boya laga. Jew. They carry Kotiko my zanga. You boya laga. Firm your mouth there. Firm your mouth. You enter better work for this one, guy. Boss, search his room everywhere. There's firearm here. Idiot. Now firm your mouth there. Boss, search the house. Forget his innocent face.
Not this way they carry me. Go make I show you case number.
There's no.
A brave Nigerian and an honest Nigerian has come out recently based on all that has been up and on with Nigerians as well as Ghanaians and South Africans to give his own opinion. And guys, I find what he said quite interesting, and that's why I think we as Nigerians, Ghanaians, South Africans, Kenyans, in fact, all African countries can learn a thing. Especially Nigerians can really learn what is the root cause of their problems with countries or other countries, not just in Africa, but in the world. Guys, this is not really a move for war, a move for disunity, but a call for peace and a move for peace, to look inward, retrospect as Nigerians, at least at this point, to ask, where did we get it wrong and how do we get it right? I think this video is going to go in depth to explain a lot of things and as well expose a lot of things, both to you as Ghanaians, South African and Kenyans, championed by Nigerians, right? Yes, let's watch these videos. I would like us to watch this video patiently to the end. I promise it's worth your time. Share and stay subscribed and pay attention to details. Then at the end, I'll come back as well to summarize by giving my own honest opinion input as usual. Right? Let's watch this video. But please do not forget to like, share and stay subscribed if you are new here. And I will see you at the end of this video.
See guys, anytime I make these videos, I want you guys not to look at the negative part of a Nigerian trying to project this. It is affecting every Nigerian, those in diaspora and those in Nigeria. This is not something we take with levity. I want everybody to understand that it has gotten to a point where we need to see and think this through. That if everybody feels this way about Nigeria, do we think there may be an iota of fact or truth to all of these cries, all of this clamor to deal with?
We don't care. We don't care who is not alive or whatever unalive. We don't give a about it.
The internet and the social space is completely choked with back and forth quarrels, submissions, contributions, abuses, insults from Ghanaians and South Africans. Let's listen to this.
You sent me this.
Confirm your mouth there. There's firearm here, bruh.
Nothing like firearm here, my man.
Boss, there's firearm here. There's illegal things here. All you can see your head no correct, Peter. Peter, come on, pogri for your matter. I come on, better pogri for your matter. And they let you know. First to do no the pain, and second to the pain. And they let you know. First to do no the pain, and second to do the pain. All you can boya laga. Jew. They carry Kotiko my zanga. You boya laga. Firm your mouth there. Firm your mouth. You enter better work for this one, guy. Boss, search his room everywhere. There's firearm here. Idiot. Now firm your mouth there. Boss, search the house. Forget his innocent face.
Not this way they carry me. Go make I show you case number.
There's no problem. There's no problem. Let's go, bro.
This is my own case number.
There's no problem.
Ghana must go. A lot of information when they give Ghana, they say those Ghana must go where they do. Now because in Nigeria pursue Ghana. But the truth of the matter, na Ghana, na Ghanaians first do that thing. They first send Nigeria out of their country. When Nigeria can send their own art, they no one coffee forget. So the Nigeria must go and I want to do so. But not forget, a lot of Ghanaians is also in our country. As soon as they push to the movement of Nigeria must go. Don't forget Ghana must go. I'm very careful with this violence when I want push.
As you mentioned, they are marching against undocumented immigrants accessing healthcare facilities, but also marching against the SA Human Rights Commission. And I'm just going to bring in Teresa from March and March to speak to us. Firstly, you are here today from March and March, but standing, one could say, in one voice with Operation Dudula.
Yes, good morning. That's correct. I'm standing here in one voice representing March and March because it seems like we have the same belief. And we feel that the South African Human Rights Commission is a unpatriotic NGO because they are fighting for the wrong side. They should be fighting for South Africans, not undocumented foreigners or foreigners per se. They should, if they want to fight for undocumented foreigners or foreigners, they should surely go to their country and go fight for them there. Here in South Africa, you need to fight for your South African citizens. We are rightfully here, and that is why we are trying to make a stand. We want government and all of these other MPOs or NGOs as per se, that is unpatriotic, to understand that we are tired and we are not going to stand for this anymore.
I really don't know what is happening, guys. I think this movement is getting stronger and stronger by the day. A lot of African countries are beginning to come out very strongly to express their disdain over Nigerians. These guys are fed up, guys. They are truly fed up. So when you go on the internet, you get to see citizens of a lot of countries, especially African countries, come out to express their dislike against Nigerians. And it's becoming very scary because, like I said in my last video, this is a movement that has started very gradually. It's been there with the South Africans. The Kenyans actually picked it up last year and this year. And now Ghanaians are beginning to have a voice. They're beginning to speak out gradually. I think it's going to get to a point where it becomes a very serious national issue because Africans are collectively trying to have a voice to say, we don't really want you guys in our country. And just like I always bring you guys footage and videos of what these guys are saying, I'm also going to do that today. I'm going to keep showing you these videos all the time so that you guys understand exactly what's happening. Burna Boy went to Burkina Faso to go and do a free concert. He was actually asked to go back. That's Burna. We understand you're an African superstar, you're an international star. We respect you, but please go back to your country because we as Burkina babes, we are trying to fix our country right now. Just go back. He left, went back to Nigeria. At a point in the nation's life, there's this introspection, there's this, hard work to better the state of things before we can have people like you guys coming, to make us laugh. Right now, we're not trying to laugh and have fun. We're trying to fix our country. We're going to get to a point where we wouldn't feel comfortable getting to hear all of these things come out all the time. I think there's something somewhere that's really not adding up. If you ask me personally, I will still stand by my previous statements. I know what the problem is. I know. But when I bring videos like this, I really don't want to put myself out there as someone who knows it all. I want to get to hear how you guys also see this. And that's why I make some of these videos. So this is why I think I know what the problem is. The problem is greed. The problem is complete greed. I don't know where it started from. I don't know at what point this started actually. Where the foundation of all this was laid. I don't know. I could remember back in the day, Nigerians travel abroad without visa. There were so many countries we could travel without visa. We had a lot of countries where you could just, take your Nigerian passport, board the plane, and you could just walk through freely. Nigerians were not having difficulties traveling abroad. We had like an open space of travel. Nigerians could go to a lot of countries without visa. You just have to board a flight, board a plane, and you can just be in that country and have a very simple walkthrough. At what point did we begin to deteriorate to this point where we are right now? Sometimes I think it's maybe after 1990 when IBB came into power. I think around the oil boom period. Because before 1990, Nigerians were still very calm. Nigerians were very naive at a lot of things that we now know. But proceeding from 1990 to where we are right now, a lot of things just began to change. From IBB to Abacha to Abdul Salam to Obasanjo, Yaradua and all that. It just changed. So we would want to know why. What really happened? The oil boom actually ushered in a lot of eye-opening for Nigerians because at that time our eye being not here the way it is right now. At that point we began to see the importance of money, how some people began to wield, a lot of power, and the prevailing power of the affluence of money actually just, came to a point where it just made it stronger and stronger for a lot of people. And that was a major fight for so many people to get into the circle so they can actually eat the national cake as it were, as it was called, and it's still called right now. So that was like an eye-opener for a lot of Nigerians that we have this so much money. But a lot of people also, it was like, some people were having a larger share of it and they were not having it. So the struggle actually started around that time. So much money came to the fore. So much money came with the central in Nigeria, and a lot of people wanted to be at the federal level to get that money. The North started having issues with the South. The South started having issues with the East. It became a very national problem. I think, I'm just being speculative right now, because of the newfound wealth, oil money, as it were. So Nigeria actually began to tilt into a different direction. But look at it now. After so many years, look at where we are now. This whole thing of greed, competition, has actually gotten to a point where Nigerians are looked at very differently. Now, on a very light note, not all Nigerians are this way. But I think the larger chunk of Nigerians have this mentality of trying to work hard to be in a position where you can actually be looked at by someone differently. I think that mindset is what I have come to understand, that in other parts of the world, people do not care about how people look at them. A larger majority of people do not really care about how people look at them. They are always very personal with their decisions, with their achievements. It's like a personal drive to sustain the little circle of a family they have. But I think back home, the struggle is beyond just a little circle. It's an open space of trying to, accrue so much respect, so much acknowledgement from people. And I think that's where the greed actually explodes, because people are really not satisfied with what they have because they think it's probably going to dry off, and people might look at them in a certain way, or they may not be able to compete, in the elbow room, as it were, just, to show that this is where I am right now. And that is a very big problem, because this country is basically what they're saying is they are not used to this kind of movements. They're not used to people being very overly confident, especially when they're doing wrong. They're not used to people gloating over money and cash. They are not used to that. They're not used to people being too arrogant around them. Back home in Nigeria, it's probably nothing, because a lot of people just say these things to be normal things, like it's normal. It's now been embedded into the social space, the cultural space, the religious space, the political space. So people do not see these things to mean anything. But when you go outside Nigeria, that's when you begin to see that people do not like these traits. People do not like this kind of attitude. And that's why a lot of these countries are beginning to speak out now. And the recent is Ghana. Ghanaians in this video are screaming seriously that Nigerians come into their country and they are too loud. Just the same explanation that South Africans also have. The same explanation that Kenyans also have. So I think it's high time we try to look inwards. I've spoken on different platforms and I've told them the truth. The truth is greed, competition, unnecessary outburst of arrogance that doesn't even take you anywhere. A big part of me actually disagrees with such attitude. A lot of my friends know that I hate people who are very proud. I hate proud people. I hate people who just want to show off. I don't like such persons around me. And that's why sometimes I just cut off immediately with a lot of people. I cut off with a lot of people. Because when you get to a point where you begin to show me cash, money, instead of intellectuality, it doesn't solve all things. Money, it doesn't. It doesn't solve all things. People are dying every day. They have money, but they're dying every day. In as much as we know that Nigerians are a very brilliant crop of people, they still need to redirect their energy differently rather than what's happening right now. Please, guys, let's first listen to South Africans, okay? Because we have actually been following this trend of South Africans trying to, call Nigerians out, tell Nigerians that this is how we want to live in our country and we don't want you guys. So let's listen to South Africans first. Then, the new guys on the block who were just sleeping and watching at all this unfold, Ghanaians also have come to the fore. We'll listen to Ghanaians after the South Africans, okay? So guys, just stay put and let's watch these videos.
You are coward. You come here in South Africa and tell me that I ran away from taking care of my family because I'm afraid I will die. I will die. You are cowards. You are cowards. You are wearing panties being men. You are coward, my brother. You cannot come here and tell me that I'm afraid I will die. That's why I ran away from. That's being coward. Okay, it's fine. Another question. You said Zimbabweans must be legal, and legal it's easy to get papers. Okay, it's fine. How does it help me as a South African, you being in South Africa legally? How do I benefit for you being in here? Do I benefit or do you benefit? So what is the purpose of you coming here? It's for your own benefit. It's not for me. So if it's not for me, if it's time, I say, my brother, you being here, you are legal or illegal. It doesn't benefit me. Go back home. It's not even up to you to make a decision. For you to do is just to pack your ishwapana zako. Wahambe ekhaya. Phela nje. Into lengikhulumayo. You are cowards, my brother. You know what? You think you are powerful because of you've jumped the rivers, and you are not. You are coward. Those is a cowardice move. It's a cowardice action that you did, and you're doing a cowardice move, and you come here and act brave. Hi man, guys, man, it's time you think twice, man. So that means your Zimbabwean future is doomed because of as Ms. Vigilante said, you're gonna give birth to South Africa. Then your children are going to give birth to South Africa. Then your great-grandchildren are going to be born. And your great-great-grandchildren also, they're going to give birth to... That means Zimbabwe is dead. You don't think of those things. You don't think of future. Hi, man, guys, you are coward, man. That's being stupidly cowardized and domiotic and pussy. You guys are so coward, man. Man. And you come here and act as if you can defend yourself by saying that we are afraid to be unalived. It's not for the first time unaliving being happening. In South Africa, we were unalived before, but we stood here. The cowardized people went to exile, but people in South Africa, the Solomon Mahlangu, the Steve Biko, never went to exile. They fought, they died. But you as a cowardice, where are you gonna have a what do you call a Thomas Sankara of Zimbabwe? When are you gonna have your Lumumba of your country? When are you gonna have a Traore of your country? You men running to South Africa. Hi man, guys, you are coward, man. Stop being coward, man. Face Mnangagwa, face whoever, the police or whoever, soldiers, on your own, man. You are coward. That's being coward, man. Hi man, guys, man. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mpo. Thank you so much for the submission.
When Dudula takes over, all these things will be exposed and the data will be available in real time. I don't know if he's satisfied with that. So anything to do with money laundering and racketeering, if you understand the term racketeering and money laundering, the money that's not been recognized by the state, and the money that coming out of the original country going into other countries to fund terrorist groups like Al-Shabaab and Boko Haram. That is the reason why. And then they all fall under the money laundering. That's what I meant. And then number two, what Dudula will do is will prioritize the South African-born children to be at the forefront when it comes to things like the schools. I don't know where you live at the moment, but if you live in big cities, you'll probably find that particularly Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Pretoria, you'll find that the children from illegal aliens are the ones that are at the forefront. And then a normal citizen will be told to look for an alternative school because the schools are full. So these are the things that Dudula will be working on.
And then you find a good luck Jonathan or someone from the crocodile country coming here and claiming that the law says free medication for everyone. You are talking nonsense. Basically, when a host, truthfully speaking, medical aid should be for foreigners, if we're going to be blunt and tell the truth. Because South Africans are already paying for those medical costs by what? With our taxes, all of us that are working. So we should be the one that are not paying medical aid, but paying for the resources that we are already paying for with our taxes. But now you foreigners will come and think that all these things they apply to you. No, they do not apply to you. And I'm going to leave you guys with this one question. Show me a country, not only in Africa, anywhere that gives free medical health to foreigners. I'm not even going to say illegal or legal. That gives free medical health to any foreigner, whether legal or illegal. And then after that, you can come and debate with me with all that nonsense. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so that's South Africans for you. I think by now you should be used to how South Africans express themselves towards Nigerians. We should be used to it by now. So I want you guys to go into the comment section and just, try to give your contributions and submissions to what South Africans have said. Do you think there's some form of fact or iota of truth in what this video just captured? Do you think there's something that you can relate to, or do you think something is really, really wrong in regards to all of this? But what I can take from this is very clear. Imagine South Africans saying they don't want you in their space. They really don't want you in their space. What do you think you need to do? As someone who, if you walk into somebody's house and the person tells you, I don't want you in my house, what do you think you should do? I think the right thing to do is just to walk out, right? But the questions I would want to ask South Africans watching me right now, I just want you to leave that in the comment section. I came on the platform and I was asking these guys, I was asking you, if you were born in South Africa, are you a South African? If you are born in South Africa by Nigerian parents, are you South African? If you want to ask Nigerians to leave, would you also be very particular about people born in South Africa by Nigerian parents? Would you also be particular about that? And thirdly, I would also want to know about, people who are in South Africa legally, that are legally in South Africa. Do you still have a problem? And by legal, I mean people who have visas to be in South Africa, people who have come into South Africa legitimately and legally. Do you also have a problem with such crop of people who are in South Africa? I understand majorly you guys don't like what other foreigners are doing in your country. Okay, so let's listen to the new guys on the block, Ghanaians, our brothers next door, who are also saying, we'll not do again. You guys should go. Let's listen to Ghanaians.
We don't care. We don't care who is not alive or whatever unalive. We don't give a about it. All that we want is take yourself and don't impose yourself on us. That is all.
Don't bring curse upon yourself.
You
don't care.
The way you think you have pride, other people too have pride. All of us, we have pride. Ask Danger how I've been talking on this platform. Today my tone has changed because of what? Because of the kind of comments you guys are making.
For me, if I look at this issue, what Ghanaians are doing now is not just because of the man said you want to build Igbo kingdom or what. There's been this issue over years and there's been stories about it. And there's a constitution which foreign Nigerians who are in Ghana are infringing upon, right? And so it's more like there's no smoke without fire. This thing has been there. If you come to Sunyani where I live right now, there are Nigerians who are now doing retail shopping, a petty trade among others. Okay, if you go to the roadside, you see them selling phone cases among others, and it's against our constitution. According to the constitution, you cannot do these jobs in Ghana. Even shop owners that rent, who are Ghanaians that rent their shops to Nigerians or any foreigner to do petty trade is against the law. You get it? But Ghanaians have been living with this, even though they complain, it's not huge. They don't kill anybody. They don't ask Nigerians to go home. And then all of a sudden, 10, 12 years ago, somebody prepared to build a kingdom, a place where he wants Nigerians to be able to live, especially Igbos. And then they call it their homeland. They call it their own, build a village. And even in that video, he is saying that people will come from outside of Ghana to buy land. According to our constitution, a foreigner cannot even buy land. They can only lease. And so when Ghanaians put all this conversation together, he said it in 2013. In 2018, he repeated the same thing, and they even said that they started an Igbo school. And so if you look at everything that is happening in it entirely, Ghanaians said, no, we can't sit down and watch these things happen, and then after 50 years, 100 years, our children will come and suffer, and they will be having issue with people who are not Ghanaians.
There is Chinese school in Nigeria. There is American school in Nigeria.
It doesn't really matter. We are looking at Ghana and our constitution. So even if there is American school, there is whatever school in Nigeria, that's not the case for us. We are looking at our constitution and what it says. And the first article of our constitution says that Ghanaians have superiority in Ghana. We are part of the ECOWAS, but the ECOWAS law does not precede Ghana. Ghana law comes above the ECOWAS law. So if you are looking at it, Pan-Africanism, whatever it is, you cannot throw away our constitution. And so if we look at history and even the crimes that are happening, if you look at Ghanaian crimes that are happening right now, if you take 10 criminals that is being caught, you will find Nigerians in there. But you can't find Burkina Faso, you can't find Togo, you can't find Ivory Coast. Meanwhile, these are our neighbors. They were supposed to be the one to even infiltrate Ghana. And so Ghanaians are saying that since we are having more Nigerians doing this bad thing, we need to now speak up. We need to put them in check. And so if Ghanaians are now speaking up, trying to understand, and you see, this man is the reason why Ghanaians are not willing to leave it to the leaders is because this man has been seen with most of our leaders. Nigerians should actually understand Ghanaians, where we are coming from. They should look at our law, and then they shouldn't compare our law with Nigerian law, which is different. They should allow us to be able to handle and protect our sovereignty. Thank you.
So Ghanaians are obviously also not happy with Nigerians. You can actually say they have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. Ghanaians are also not happy. And these are the few countries who have actually created a platform to talk about it. We have Senegal, we have Togo, we have Benin. All of these countries have not said anything. They've not spoken yet. I met someone, a Senegalese in the United Kingdom, and he also said something that was not really nice. I had to just walk away because I didn't like what he said. It wasn't pleasant to listen to or to hear. That's just pocket size of comments coming from people we have not heard majority of them talk about Nigerians yet. Benin Republic, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, and all of those other countries, Central African Republic, all of these countries, we've not really heard anything. These three countries that are now speaking out, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, it's a big one, even though we haven't heard a lot of other Africans.
All right, guys, the point is, a lot has been said by this young man. Video credit to him. I'll see if I can put the channel name on the screen or in the description, because it takes a very intelligent, wise, and rational individual as a Nigerian to sit down, retrospect and ask questions in depthly as to what is the problem. What is the problem of Nigerians to other countries? Why are Nigerians hated, disliked? Why are they being chased out all over the world, wherever they go to? Is it actually a good trait when Nigerians say they are the best, they are the most important, they are the giant of Africa and all whatnot? Nigerians parade themselves as going everywhere to make themselves arrogantly feel important and demeaning, like debasing, underrated, and disregarding their host countries. It is all shades of wrong. And guys, if you have been following me and paying attention, you will know that I have been saying these things, and most Nigerians, unfortunately, do not see these things as an issue. They take it as a fact that is in their nature to pride themselves around. They are the giant, they are this. And I ask, of what exactly? Of what exactly do Nigerians actually think they have? Now, at the end of the day, no matter what Nigerians think they have or they actually are, is it enough reason to look down on the next person, especially your host country citizen, as though, okay, they are not important, right? It is only Nigerians that are important. It is only Nigerians that are, hardworking, they are go-getters, they are this, like they normally say, in criminality or what. But when you look deep down in all that's been shown here, you will see that deep, there is no wealthy Nigerian, or if there are exceptions, just 2%. There is no wealthy, successful Nigerian without an atom or iota of criminality in them. I'm telling you the truth. There are those that has diligently paid their dues, worked legitimately well. But this set of people as Nigerians are the one rubbing their faces, their names in the mud under the umbrella of Nigeria. Because at the end of the day, one thing I've come to understand and conclude is that we are Nigerians. Before they ask you which tribe are you from, they will categorize you and group you as a Nigerian first, because that card depicts and makes you represent yourself as a Nigerian, right? So at the end of the day, all this attitude, character being displayed by Nigerians is what has deteriorated, just like my brother said, greed, the quest to make it rich, the quest to get it fast, now, by hook or by crook, is what has degenerated and deteriorated to what Nigeria and Nigerians actually is today. Nothing more, nothing less. Like at the end of the day, there is a line that this young man said that struck me so much. He said, people die every day. And I keep saying these things. If you're an old timer here, what is in this world at the end of the day that you pride yourself in? You're beautiful. Do you know that there are more country citizens that are the most beautiful, but you don't hear them talk? You are winning. Like the WAFCON that has just been won everywhere, noise. But South Africa is winning every day. Ghana is winning every day. You don't hear them make noise. It's the arrogance for me. It is really disgusting and irritating. And when you see them all over the media, at the end of the day, there are some people that can kill, like they can go as far as killing or unaliving others for the sake of this social media content creation we are doing here. They don't mind. Like it's a do or die affair. It's a quest for survivor. Like it's an unhealthy competition. Competing with who exactly? Who is competing with you? Who is dragging anything with you? No matter how much you're able to accumulate, acquire in anything you're doing, at the end of the day, you buy the whole world. Are you going to take anything out of this world? The answer is absolutely no. So what is the stress for? What is the quest for? Criminally, doing things just to get this said money. You are worshipping money. You're worshipping money. You can kill. You can do anything. You can disrespect. Like people hosted you. You heard the question. If you come into my house and I ask you to leave my house, what do you leave? But arrogance and pride will still make them. On top of that one, they will want to beat you on top of your house. They want to beat you right inside your house and push you out of your house. This is the typical character of most Nigerians. They will tell you that they are now the new owners of your house. Like, who will tolerate all these things for God's sake? And these are the issues and more. I keep saying these things, but I'm happy that eyes are opening and more Nigerians are beginning to understand. And if you're part of those Nigerians, let me know. Let me see you in the comments. As a South African, a Ghanaian, a Kenyan, now you can understand that it is we Nigerians that are the problem of ourselves. You see it, not others, because if everybody's pointing their fingers at you, there's something wrong with you. Check it. And it's high time, like you rightly heard, everybody retrospect. Take a deep breath, take a chill pill and ask yourself, whether you're a content creator, you're anybody, you're a Nigerian, anywhere you find yourself, what is your intent? What is your intent as an individual? What is your goal, your mission? Are you genuine? Are you real? These are the questions. Right? Until then, if we're able to make this adjustment, retrace our steps and make the right choices and decisions, then we'll begin to see that most countries will begin to look at us. Things will begin to change around us, but until then, we have not started. Guys, I want to draw the line here so that this video is not too long. Like I said, let me know your thoughts, your opinion, your input down in the comment section. And if you like what you see here, hit on the like button, share please, and stay subscribed because more video, a part 2 of this is coming your way. This time around is from a Ghanaian to Nigerians and Ghanaians. Look out for that video, please, I beg of you. And with that, I will say we've come to the end of this video. Keeping it really happy, safe, and blessed, and I will see you in my next one. Ciao, ciao.